As some of you may have known, Formula One on Wednesday announced that they are going to be having a Grand Prix in Las Vegas in November of 2023. It's going to be a night race on a Saturday, and it's going to be on a street circuit that runs through the Strip. The last time Formula One hosted a Grand Prix in Vegas was back in 1981 and 1982 when they hosted the Caesars Palace Grand Prix as a season finale in a car park. With that announcement though, next year's F1 calendar is going to have 3 races in the US alone. The last time Formula 1 hosted 3 Grand Prix in the US was back in 1982 when they hosted the United States Grand Prix West in Long Beach, the Detroit Grand Prix, and then the Caesars Palace Grand Prix in Vegas. With next year's calendar hosting the Miami Grand Prix, the US GP in Austin, and the Vegas Grand Prix in November, it shows that Formula 1 are taking the US very seriously when it comes on to hosting races there. But it begs the question, why? Why are Formula 1 taking so much interest in America? And why are American fans taking so much interest in Formula 1? Well, it comes down to one thing: Netflix. Drive to Survive has definitely increased viewership and interest of Formula 1 in America. A prime example could be last year's US GP, which saw over 400,000 people attending the race weekend. This ended up breaking the record for the highest attendance for a Grand Prix. The Netflix Drive to Survive series came out in 2019 and gives fans a behind-the-scenes look of the sport as well as the drivers and team principals. And Netflix having around 200 million subscribers globally, with around 74 million of that in the US and Canada alone, it's no wonder more and more people are getting into F1 in North America. Plus, another reason for the fast growth could also be when Liberty Media bought F1 in 2017 for $4.4 billion. When Liberty Media bought F1, there was more social media content coming from the sport than before when it was run by Bernie Ecclestone. With the content coming from F1's YouTube channel and other social media, it allowed people to be more engaged with the sport, plus allowed them to learn a thing or two about it. And obviously, with the Liberty Media deal came Drive to Survive. Also, a fun fact, ESPN struck a deal with F1 in 2018 to allow them to cover the races. ESPN now gets around 1 million viewers a race, which really shows the interest. The ESPN coverage still uses the Sky Sports coverage since F1 has a long-term deal with Sky Sports, but this allowed more Americans to watch the sport. Plus, it gave them commercial-free viewing, which is awesome, because if you're American, you know that it's very annoying to watch a sporting event and in the middle of it they put a commercial. Thankfully, ESPN solved that problem. So, what does all of this mean for F1 in the United States in the future? Well, one thing for sure is that the American races are going to have high attendances, especially for the new Miami and Las Vegas Grand Prix. Plus, Andretti is in the talks with the FIA of entering a Formula 1 team, which means we might have 2 American F1 teams in the future, Haas and Andretti. Plus, Colton Herta signed a deal with McLaren to test drive for them this season, and Logan Sargent became part of the Williams Driver Academy last year and is taking part in Formula 2. So, with all of this news, F1 in America is only going to go up from here. Maybe in the future, we could see F1 having 5 races in the US in one season. You never know. Anything could happen. So, to put it in summary, the reason for F1's massive growth in the US is because of Liberty Media buying F1 in 2017. And it allowed more content to be posted on Formula 1's social media. Plus, Netflix Drive to Survive coming out in 2019, as well as ESPN commercial-free viewing of the races, and obviously, F1 having races in awesome US locations. So, let me know, what is your opinion of F1 in America? Will it go up from here or will it just go down? Let me know down below, and see you in the next one.